Stop. Bruh, I don't know why I've been so tired. Well, I do know why I've been so tired. I keep saying I don't know why I've been so tired. I'm just saying that because I'm frustrated with being so tired. Anyway, so let's work on the beginner's guide a little bit more, I guess. First thing I need to do though is this is one of the tips and tricks. And I guess I just start recording this. Should I wait a minute? I don't know. Maybe I'll fight a little bit and then I'll come back and do the quote unquote big tip. I don't know. So this is fine. I need to do two more of these. That'll happen in a minute. Let's do Elseworld real quick and get this over with. How about that? I'll do that one other little battle and then I'll go to the security thing. Let's see how and Green Arrow. I wish there was some way you could auto this. Like if you beat it 10 times without losing anybody or something, it becomes just auto give me the rewards. All right, so that seems okay. Bit. What's up, Gabriel? How you doing? I'm always curious because, like, I mean, no, I think my analytics show what kind of demographic I'm bringing in, and it's everyone basically in my age group. So, like 30, 35 to 45, 50 is my demographic, and I always wonder like what people are doing. Like, should I even do a stream? Because people are gonna be doing stuff on Saturday night, and it's like, what do you do on Saturday night? You know what I do? I chill. What did I do last night? Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and an audiobook. Basically. Man, I needed to pull Ocean Master Bloodsport and Aquaman, but I got that Flash Kid, Flash BS. Bruh, I went yesterday. I was grinding hard as a stretch, but I was grinding to try to get one more pull at an epic guarantee for Mara, and I ended up with John Stewart. And it's a very conflicting feeling when you get a character that's one of your favorite characters, but it's a massive disappointment. Especially since he has that like rebalance coming on the 7th in 2 days. And I do want to experiment with him. And that last pull, I should be optimistic about it. That last pull will let me take him to rank 8. However, I'm rapidly finding out rank 8 is, I'm 29 and I live in exile. That's the best place to live. Trust me, you don't want to be where the drama's at. No, so it's, where am I trying to show? John Stewart. It's massively disappointing because I want Mara, but I'm rapidly figuring out that I think I'm above the level of where rank 8 is going to do something. Because I can't remember who it was, but I was playing yesterday and I just took them rank 8 and they got obliterated. And I was like, come on, man. This is not you can't take one shot, not one. It was Vigilante, that's who it was. John in this game is like Luke Skywalker in the new Star Wars trilogy. Oh, don't say that one. You mean the new Star Wars? Okay, time out. Okay, this is where the age gap comes in. The new Star Wars trilogy for me is episode 1, 2, 3. Are you talking about new Star Wars trilogy as in 7, 8, 9? That terrible one with what's his name? Finn and the Darth who had a lot of feelings. What was it? Albeit I do love what they did with Mark Hamill. I do love what they did with Mark Hamill in the Star Wars set. In that was it the last one or second to last one? I can't believe I watched those movies. That was such a waste. Yeah, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah. See, I'm from the generation where 1, 2, 3 are the new ones, and then 7, 8, 9. Honestly, 7, 8, 9. Okay. First of all, here's the thing. My name is Obi, so Kylo Ren. Yeah. Like, so I've heard enough of the Star Wars jokes. What's up, gaming? Well, let me go, Wetha. What's up, Wetha? And so I have to try to like Star Wars because I've heard all the jokes a billion times about my name and stuff. So it's an effort, but the thing about that one, I tried to like it, and I wanted to like it and get into the universe. I thought that was my window. I haven't watched Rogue One. That was the plan, and it just like. Did you like that movie? Did you like those movies? I guess it had some redeeming qualities, but like the seventh one was underwhelming. Eighth one underwhelming. Ninth was like, what the hell are y'all doing? I don't even remember him that well. I just remember the feelings. And the only part I liked was Mark Hamill, what they did with him. Thanks for the tangent. What's up, Spike? Wait, why does Spike's thing not show up as first words? There's a problem. Yeah, more like a Star Trek dude, to be honest. Here's the thing. I liked Star. No, I did like Star Trek more than Star Wars. Let's be real about that. But when I was a kid, it was Next Generation, and then Deep Space Nine came out, and I was like, "What is this?" Which was cool. Deep Space Nine was still cool, but I was old old school Next Generation fan. And then what else came after that? The seventh one was okay until the end where they turned Rey into a Jedi Master. Yeah, I think I don't even remember that part. I'm thinking about when I guess her name was Rey, and she had to go. Oh, I see what you mean. I'm remembering now. No, I like the part where they had Mark Hamill kind of disappear. That was I don't remember it well enough anymore. I think I've repressed the memory. What's up, Hammer? Yeah, I think I've repressed that memory. Maybe I don't want to remember it. I'm trying my best to remember it. The first one. Because I thought the first one, or the seventh, what do you want to call it? I thought the seventh one was like, okay. And I was like, all right, maybe this is setting up. Picard is the best captain. Dude, Patrick Stewart is so goated, it's ridiculous. Like like Patrick Stewart is so goated. That guy, oh my, I love Patrick Stewart. I love him. And they did give Luke a single fight scene with that's like WrestleMania 100, and Undertaker just shows up sitting in. That's true, and I'm wondering, and I'm not saying this is like shade towards Mark because I do love Mark Hamill. I mean, he was the voice of the Joker. I love Mark Hamill. I'm wondering if he made that a thing because, or maybe he was. Hold up, let me look up something because Mark Hamill passed away soon thereafter, right? Didn't Mark? Am I doing a Mandela effect thing? Didn't Mark Hamill pass away like really soon after? No, oh no, he's still alive. Who passed away? Why do I think Mark Hamill passed away? Something, it must have been an internet thing. I saw something. What's up, guy? I saw something on the internet where Mark Hamill passed away like right after the movie came out. Hey man, I really love the stream. Enjoyed being a fan club. Would you be adding me on Discord? I thought that was just open. Do I have to add people for that? Oops. I'll do that. Yes, I will. Appreciate you, by the way. I will as soon as I get off. Mark Hamill was like, that was it. I knew somebody passed. Why did I think it was Mark? Okay. No, because I remember thinking it was and this is age. It must have been a death hoax because I was like, he passed away or maybe I misread an article. He passed away at the end of, like, after Star Wars was released a couple months later. Then he passed away, and I was like, oh, well, then that's kind of cool how they made him pass away in the movie. Spoiler alert to a 10-year-old movie. That sucks. Don't worry about it. I thought episode 7 was fun, even though it was just recycling the first couple of movies. That's all. The episode 1 of all these things, 1, 4, and 7 are all the same. The new character had potential. Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, it was okay. I enjoyed it. Let's see where this goes. It even had me like, that's why I brought up the Red Rogue One thing, and there was another Star Wars something or another that came out. And I was like, okay, we see where they're going. Let's see. I was like, all right, it was okay, but you're setting stuff up. And then it was like, okay, so y'all this is what okay. Thanks for this. episode 8 and 9. Leia had a heart attack while filming episode 8, I think. That I didn't know about. I think what happened was, are you mixing up the death with Carrie Fisher? Because Carrie Fisher passed away, but she was Lois Lane, right? See my comment a little bit above about 7. Oh, I mean in the infight scene where she moves the lightsaber and kicks Kylo Ren's ass, and then, in my opinion, that saber should have flown into Luke's hand and then taken up, raised up on, and trains. 100%. Something would have been better than what they did. I don't know. And that's the thing too. I'm not a fan of Star Wars. I thought, okay, cool, creative movies. I know some people are obsessed with it. Those people must have been upset because Mark Hamill was very busy these last few years, especially returning to live action voiceover work. What has Mark Hamill been doing? Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia. Okay, that's right, Carrie Fisher. And then he was saying, Carrie Fisher. Okay, Carrie Fisher was. Who was the woman who was Lois Lane who snapped? Because, all right, see, we're confusing so much stuff. She died between 8 and 9. It must have been Carrie Fisher. I don't know how on earth I confused Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. I genuinely do not. They were twins. I genuinely do not know. But that was it. Because I thought that Mark Hamill died between episode 8 and 9. That was it. Okay. How did I confuse those things? See, they turned on that particle collider in Geneva at CERN, and everything shifted. Mandela effect. Okay, anyway. Jeez. I can't believe I confused that. That's mildly embarrassing for a person who proclaims to be a nerd, but I'm a comic nerd. And Disney nerd. Disney also wanted every one of the 3 movies to have a different director and have creative freedom, so they didn't lay a plan out. That's and then Rian Johnson did a funny and undid everything. That is very poor planning by Disney. Like, not something I would expect from them at all. Like, usually Disney's on, that's why they rule the world. Usually Disney's on the ball with stuff like that, especially like how they've handled MCU. I can see them wanting different directors for I keep saying Rogue One because it's the only one I can remember. Oh, and the Han Solo movie, which I never saw as well. Based off of what happened in episode 8, I think. I fell, like 8 made me fall off. Not that I was that much on board to begin with, let's be honest about it. But that's not, they should have seen that was a bad idea coming. Then they had JJ back for 9 and try to salvage whatever Ryan didn't burn down. Well, that didn't work, did it? All right, so let's go to this. Let me record this one tip real quick. Solo wasn't a bad movie in my opinion. I wouldn't know. I didn't. It took one movie to really pull me out. It really did. Because I was already only halfway in anyway. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is ridiculous. I'm out. Anyway, so I'm going to do this one quick tip. I waited 3 years to watch Solo because I was scared it was going to end up being fine. Just to be like, why'd you wait? Dude, it was going to, I think it's just going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Exactly. That's the problem. So was it, okay, so Guy thinks it was actually good. Okay, I shouldn't ask this question yet. Let me record this real quick, and then I'll ask the question. All right, so, and it's a quick little snippet, because I recorded the first part of it yesterday. So, 3, 2... All right, so in this part, I'm actually just continuing on, or blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm continuing on just the next day when I told you that after 24 hours. So, as you can see, the security plan has reset, right? I saved up all of my weeklies. This is going to reset in 2 days, but I won't give it a chance to because I'm going to take all of this now and go from level 0 to level whatever. So that is why on that last week of security plan, I save all my weekly missions so I can get a nice little head start on the security plan following week. Boom. And now I'm 18 up. 8 levels up. We'll take those. And recording over. That was literally like a 2-second video. All right, so sorry. Yeah, Solo is decent. I don't know how much of it kept, but Solo was already a project before Disney. That would make sense. Rogue One is probably the best Star Wars project put out under Disney. I heard that too about Rogue One. I heard that too. It is fun, not better than Rogue One in any way. Better than the trilogy though. Okay. Yep, pro tip. All right, so absolutely. I heard about Skeleton Crew, but was that Disney created, or was it a project that these guys did independently and then Disney co-opted it and was like, we'll give you money so we can put this under the Disney flag? I feel like that was an independent project that they took. They paid the people for it. They didn't like sue them or something. But I thought that's what Skeleton Crew was. That could be way off base. Again, I'm not into the Star Wars thing like that, but that could be way off base. But I thought that's what Skeleton Crew was. Or was it a pod? Don't they also have like a Star Wars podcast that's something like an audio drama? Yeah, it was created by Was it created by Disney? This is my point. It's like I think Disney found the people who made it and they were like, yo, before y'all put this out, we're gonna buy it. Anyway. So what we're gonna do now is I think I have 2 more pulls I need to do for the Aquaman thing. Or yeah, 2 more. So 1. What's up, Ty? 2D-tron, what's up? How you doing? How are you doing? So you finally made your way over to DC Worlds Collide. After have you recovered from the loss of DC Legends and now you're ready to open your heart again? Is that what that is? Legend in the building, guys. 2D-tron. All right, so let's go to. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It is that ended 2 years ago. It has been 2 years. October 6th, I think, will be the 2-year anniversary of October something of when DC Legends ended. Let's go back over here. Oh, this would be a great idea if I wasn't gonna spend money. And no, that wouldn't be a great idea. That was not good value. It was okay value. That might have been okay value, but that was not an endorsement of whatever that pop-up ad was. YouTube filtered my previous comment, but Mark Hamill has been in several Stephen King film adaptations, a couple of Netflix horror shows, and Brett Kirschner's movie about his stand. Really? And I'm not even joking. I had not heard word one since the whole episode 8, episode 9, my confusing Mark Hamill for being in Carrie Fisher, which still is like, what? I hadn't heard anything that Mark Hamill had been in, and that's why I'm not big into horror. That's why. I think DCL dying was a good thing. The game has shown real growth from DCL. I would say that it had to die because the people involved weren't taking it seriously enough or weren't investing in it enough. So it could have been better, but it is what it is. Thank you much for helping me through Digital Universe level theta. Oh yeah, no problem. You mean watching me struggle and fight and curse? I can't remember which one theta was. Which one was theta? See, I remember the symbols now. Yeah, theta. Which one was theta? Yeah, see, this is the kid. Oh, whoa, wait, what? I don't remember this. I'm gonna do this another time. I don't remember that at all. I need to go back and look at those videos. Last stream I mentioned a feature that was in George Clooney's Batman outfit, and I got censored too. The censor thing, and I can't even control it from here. Okay, I can add certain things to be censored, but I can't remove certain stuff. So depending on your language, as they try to protect the streamer, they'll just be like, nah. But it was something John Watts came up with and pitched to Jon Favreau while he was doing Spider-Man: Homecoming, and it's just been okay. So that's okay. Maybe that's a story that I heard. Chilling Sister got released. It was great though. I really like Skeleton Crew. I mean, you use the word enjoy. I use the word like. That doesn't prove I can't read. How strong is your toughest 5 tunes? Toughest and strongest are two different things. I mean, if we just go by my top row. But if I'm saying tough, like if I'm trying to bring people into battle, Aquaman first, Wonder Woman, Batman. Ooh, Mr. Terrific and Judo Master. I mean, those would be the base of starting anything that I want to build. And then next to that would be Nightwing and Ocean Master. I'm trying to use them less. I need to work on my Deathstroke, and I need to work on Sinestro because I can feel them falling off. Yeah, 280. Yeah, 280 right now for the top 3. And then hopefully, actually, let me double check this real quick. 118, very fast. I think I've already talked about the saving your. So I got a 24-hour one here, right? This I'm going to save until you're well. No. I'm like dolphin, salmon, like a little bit of cash, not a lot. Less than 100 a month, maybe less than 50. I have to keep better track. Security plan, I do that, but not like the senior version, just the regular one, because the 5 extra sharp things, whatever. I was doing Growth Fund. I don't do that anymore because they don't offer it anymore. Not whenever, but sometimes when they do that, like 10 tokens for $5 or whatever, I'll do those. Sometimes it just depends on the mood. If I'm not doing anything that day, then I will. Super encrypted tokens. Not when I had to buy a pack for the Aquaman thing, so I did spend 40 there, I think, or 20 on Judo Master. So maybe around 100, 200. Less than 200. Let's say approximately 100 a month. As a content creator, so mind you, as a free-to-play, non-content creator should be pretty okay. You should be pretty okay. There'll be a lot of frustration though. I will say that. What's up? I just level 30. I want so bad. You're right. You bought it in the Aquaman shop. Clearly, I don't want it that bad, but maybe I should. Maybe I should go ahead and do the Aquaman shop. So let's get those out of the way. Now that they're done, let's do this. So these right here, these 8 hours, saving those until I know for sure that I'm stuck on that level. And then I will, actually right now, I am pretty stuck and I do want to level up. Let's see, what's the max on this? 13K. This is going to be, 2, so that's 15K so far. I need 100 and, do I need 120 or 150? If I need 120, we're all set. Hold up. 150. Okay. So 15, 5. So let's say I got 20. So I need like another 10 and I'll be good. And it helped me through a whole chapter. Well, because Batman's, where am I at on his thing? Batman's thing here is stupid. This is dumb. Let me see, how much do I have of it? 68. So I could do another 30. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to the Aquaman shop. That's not a bad idea. We come back over here for a sec. Security plan. Most stuff. And then I'm gonna go to the Aquaman shop and see if I should buy the inert, whatever it's called, things. Oh, and I can do a 10 pull for Mara, which will end up with me being just disappointed. Oh, more titanium. We like that. Okay. Shop. So I've been saving these since I got Aquaman. Oh, but that's only gonna give me 10. Is this 200 worth the 10? I don't know. But I will say this, I was sitting on that for Batman. I was sitting on these just in case, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do it because Batman is my favorite character. They have made him stupid strong in this game. So I'm just going to... I need 2 more here. And I can get 1 more level up. And then that 10... I think maybe this week I'll be able to after Crisis Watch. I think so. And then this Batman's badge will be finished. Okay. It's not, but I do it anyway. Well, that's the thing. Like I've made that decision of I know Batman is probably not the brightest in terms of where I'm putting all my resources or putting him first in line. But then 2D trying to be able to say that, but agree with me on this. He was crap in previous games that I've played with. In this game, he's legit good. He's legit like A tier. So I'm dumping resources into him because I get to play with him more and I love Batman. So at some point, this does have to be entertainment. This isn't science. You know what I mean? Like at some point, we're not saving the world here and trying to strategize. This is an Ender's Game. That's the second time I've referenced that book in the last 2 weeks. I'm sorry. But yeah, at a certain point, just gotta have fun, dog. Just gotta have fun. What's the max level on this? 300. So I'm already at a level where I can go to 300. Okay, cool. So let's go to convergence, but I can do XP. All right, so the tip on convergence. I'll start recording that tip now as well. I'll start recording tips on all of this stuff and then just pause throughout. All right, so coming in. Oh, how do I get Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner? You have to pull them from a token. You have to go to the mother box and you have to pull them. If you buy their shards, it does not add up to unlocking them. You can only use their shards to rank them up. You cannot use their shards to unlock them. You have to pull them from a token. All right, so, and as a matter of fact, I'm already recording though. Streamer luck for Mara. Let's go. And I'll let it run out for the drama. Oh, but I will say this, Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific are now in I think they're in weekly and epic recruitment. If you have a choice, do epic, do weekly, don't do epic. Epic recruitment is just a waste of resources. If you can, do these, but let me double check and see if they're in this pool. They're also in league or maybe they're only in league recruitment. Maybe that is something I should also put in the tips thing. Because they're not here in... Okay. Let me be fair, sis. My fault. Because I was just like tossing it out there in recruitment. And this is not exactly clear. You know what? Thank you for that question. That's perfect timing question. Because I was about to record right now. So let's go ahead and do this part of the recording. So I'm talking more to myself than you guys. This part of the recording is to give another adaptation to the mother box that I explained yesterday. So I'm going to come in. So yeah, and for those of you who don't know, I'm just kind of recording different elements of the beginner's guide so I can edit that together. And I'm doing a new beginner's guide. So anyway, that's why it says like beginner's tips. So anyway, coming in 3, 2. Okay, so I wanted to say something that I wasn't sure that I was entirely clear on, and something that's kind of clarified itself thanks to Sis433 asking this question. So, in the season that we have right now, and though it's not exactly clear because Aquaman is here, what we've just had is Judo Master. Before that was Vigilante, and before that was Peacemaker. Those were the three tunes that were released for the, let's call it the 11th Street Kids season, okay? Before that was Justice Gang. That was Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, Superman, DCU. So, what you'll have here is you'll have a featured banner for the epics, and I mentioned that before, the 30% of the new epic coming out, and then you have the featured banner, 100% chance to get the legendary, right? So once that is done and once their season is over, what happens to them? Well, and I mistakenly said, and I just threw it away this is what happens, and that was me being a moron. So apologies to Sis for tossing it out there like that. But basically, in the weekly recruitments and the epic recruitments, you will not see the previous season's team. And this happened with Dr. Phosphorus and Weasel for me. When I joined the game, it was the middle of the Bride season. And so it was the or Creature Commandos, I guess as you can call it. And a better example of this would be at weekly recruitment. Epic recruitment is not good for this. All right, so you have the Bride here, right? You can get Peacemaker. You can come down here and you can get Weasel and you can get Dr. Phosphorus. So Peacemaker, despite the fact that his season just ended, is already available in the weekly recruitments when you're pulling for legendaries. All right, so the legendaries plop in. Where are the epics? Glad you asked. With Peacemaker's team, with the 11th Street Kids, they're not going to be in the epic pool here, and they're also not going to be in the next place, just a heads up. But they're not going to be in the epic pool here. What they're going to do is, for the time being, they're not available. What happens next is they will be put here into the league recruitment. So, and let me double check before I say I'm wrong. Oh, there's Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner. So you have Mr. Terrific, you have Guy Gardner, you have Dr. Phosphorus, you have Weasel. These are the previous season's characters. So the one right before the 11th Street Kids, which is the season that we're in right now, you'll be able to find them in league recruitment. And then there's the Bride, DCU, Dr. Fate. And I think I mentioned this previously in the video, so forgive. But then Dr. Fate, Mara, and Pandora, I assume were the season before Bride. And I'm sure somebody who's been around the game longer than me can explain that better or confirm that. But yeah, so if you want the previous season's characters, they're gonna be in league recruitment, and then eventually, I don't even know the time, I think it's like a month, they'll be moved into epic and weekly recruitment and become part of the regular pool. So hopefully that explains where you'll find the previous season characters and why the current season epics aren't available. They had their featured banner for a week, then they put them on the shelf. Next thing you know, when the next season starts, they'll move them into league recruitment. Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner will then be moved into weekly and epic recruitment, and then the cycle just continues. Okay, so there's that. Oh, sub GTA. All right, so now we will go to explaining. Do I want to explain all of the multiverse? Oh, feels like it's self-explanatory, but okay. Here we go. And I was really more worried about explaining convergence because it's a much better example when I have like multiple things out. Let's see. Holy shit, the neck pops were loud. I'm old, man. These bones are rickety. These bones are rickety, dog. You don't even hear my back, and when okay, anyway, let me stop. I apologize. I know that has to be like cringe. I honestly think I have a better chance finding a time machine than I have of earning league banner pulls for Mr. Terrific and Guy. You have to be part of a very, 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 very active league. Like this is every game has it where they have a league, an alliance, a clan. I'm not a fan of that word. They have like different family groups that you're supposed to be in, and it's like just we care about your quality of life. However, also try to communicate with all these strangers around the world so that you can play this game as much as possible to get the rewards so you can get more stuff. Like that's all that is. Do you have tier 3 epic gear? How much bolt to max one out? I don't know how much gold it costs to max one out. I just know it's expensive as all get out. You know what? I might have one where we might be able to see. That may not be actually a bad thing for a beginner's guide as well. Let me Ocean Master this up because I may incidentally have enough. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's something new. Let's see. Strengthen. I have 73K here. Do I have enough to take this all the way up to 25? Only up to 20. I wish they would let you see at least, but 73K is only going to get up to 20. And then that's going to be, to get up to level 20 is 3.6 million gold. And I'm getting up to level 20 here. On the T3, where's T3 at? I know I have a T3 floating around here somewhere. I don't have a, do I have like a empty? Yeah, this one's empty. Nope, did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Let's go ahead and replace that back. I meant to click strengthen, strengthen. So then, yeah, so it should be 3.6. All right, yeah, so it's all 3.6, but you have to go up to level 30, and then that's when it starts to get way more expensive. So if I have a couple of T3s that are already at, I think I have one accessory here. So this one, not replace, strengthen. I'm so used to hitting replace. This goes up to 20. That is 3 million from that level. And then I can't even get, see what I mean? Like that, I can't even get there, these resources. Ugh. Who do I have? I think Sinestro has one, but that's only that one. That was the one I was thinking of. Strengthen. To go up one level on this thing cost $500,000. And if I tried to do, it would take 73K of these. It would cost 3.6 million to go from level 20 to level 25. All your materials for tier 3 gear. I would say do it sparingly. I wouldn't say all. As a free to play, should I spend gems for a weekly pull joint? I'm not feeling this 45. Yeah. So here's the thing. I explained this yesterday. Epic recruitment, I think, is terrible. I think weekly recruitment is the only way to go. And if you want any proof as to why epic recruitment or weekly recruitment is better, they only let you do it 30 times. The reason for that is you have to look past like the price tag of it being cheap so you get more. Just because it's more doesn't mean it's better. Like certain restaurants, they'll give you a bunch of food, but it might be low quality and trash food and not taste as good as the place that does more quality stuff, right? So if you take into account that when you do 2,000, there is a 47% chance that what you're going to get is going to be useless. Then why not wait for, and when I say you uncommon, they give you some titanium, not even enough to really matter. Then, and then on top of it, if you want something useful, 30% chance to get a rare, 20% chance to get an elite. These are useful only because you can rank up with them, right? And you have no shot at a legendary. For weekly, not only do you not get any uncommons, so that means that automatically you're getting stuff that's useful in terms of ranking up characters. If for those people who have said this before, and I know they have, because they came on here asking about it, the same person who says they don't have enough elites and rares to rank up their characters are the same people who keep going into epic recruitment and spending their gems there. Like it's not an especially free to play thing. Like 45,000 is a lot, but then save up and then spend your money wisely. Same deal. I'd rather spend more money on the expensive thing that I can use than to spend. Perfect example. And this sounds so stupid. Headphones. Let's go back like 10 years. I used to go to Inner Discount, which is like, I don't know. I was going to say Radio Shack, but Jesus, not Radio Shack. Best Buy, I guess is what you guys have now. I'm so old. Anyway, Best Buy. And I would go there and I would buy these $10 headphones every single time that I could just like plop in my ears and keep it pushing. I was in that place every 4 to 6 weeks buying new of those headphones because they were always breaking. They weren't lasting and. At a certain point, I was like, you know what? No. I went and I bought like a pair of like $80 headphones $90 headphones lasted for a couple years before I had to replace them. You get what you pay for, as my mom used to always say, you get what you pay for. So if you find it difficult to rank up your characters, or more difficult, part of it is because you're literally wasting half of your resources putting them into epic recruitment, because you're getting uncommons that can't help you get anywhere in terms of ranking up your characters. So if you want to say that it's too expensive, the 4,500, I would say spending 4,500 to only have 2,000 of it not matter is way more expensive. That, you see what I mean? Like, you can take that 4,500 and spend it in epic recruitment, and then 2,000 of those gems will go towards uncommon. If I told you right now, take 2,000 gems and I'll give you a gang of uncommon, you'd look at me like, why would you do that to me? I thought you liked me. I thought we were friends. You guys would not be happy about it. So that's the whole like thing. Plus, you get a chance at a legendary. This is where I got my Superman from. Before I got Wonder Woman, I was pulling in weekly recruitment and I was just knocking around. Got a legendary. I got Superman before I got Wonder Woman. So anyway, it is what it is. Let's go back. Let's see. Honestly, I'd save all materials for tier 3 gear. Yep. I mean, I was saying that before. GTA, I'm not thinking you're wrong. I did do it sparingly in terms of leveling up. I was cautious about it. But you're not wrong per se. However, whenever I get to, I can do it with Wonder Woman. Perfect example. Do I have any? Oh, I moved her tier 3 off. Okay, so for tier 3, I moved it off. Tier epic piece, tier 1% crit, percent attack. This is way more valuable than any T3. Okay, not any, because if it's a T3%, that's the most valuable. But this is going to be more valuable than any other T3 flat stat, where they just say, I'm having to, you know what? Maybe some of this stuff should be recorded and I'll clip it out. All right, so I'll just start recording this stuff because some of this is kind of, maybe I'll put this at the end of the, beginner's guide so that people can answer the questions. Okay, so, and actually I'll just say this one more time, so not to harp on it, but because I'm literally recording right now, I can have this on film. So basically what I was talking about before, someone made the point of like epic recruitment being 2,000 and then weekly recruitment being 4,500, and that is a lot. And I made the example of back 10 years ago, and I'm going to rush through this story because Stream has already heard it once. Back 10 years ago, what I used to do was I would always go to Art Enter Discount, what you guys probably have Best Buy or whatever, to buy these little cheapo headphones, 10, 15 bucks, because I didn't want to buy the expensive ones. Like clockwork, every month or two, I was back in that place spending another 10, 15 bucks buying more cheapo headphones because the ones I had broken, stopped working or whatever. At a certain point, I learned and I was like, how about just save up a little bit more and spend money on higher quality headphones? Like my mama would always say, may she rest in peace. You get what you pay for, right? Save up the money to get like 80 buck, 90 buck headphones. Those things lasted for 2 years before I had to replace them. Oh, that's more expensive. If you think about me spending money every month to pay for those crappy headphones over 2 years, that would have cost way more money than just saving up for the higher quality things that lasted long. And honestly, they probably could have lasted longer than that 2 years. Point being behind all that, when you make the argument about epic recruitment and why it's cheaper, so you should do it, the first thing I said previously in the video was just check out where they say it's limited to 30 a week. Whenever somebody limits something, that means they think it's valuable. Second, when I said that it was 47%, if you think it's a waste to spend, 4,500 gems on weekly recruitment, just think about it this way. If you gave me 4,500 gems and I told you I'm going to give you 2,000 of those gems are going to go towards uncommons, is that value? No. You don't want that. You want that little bitty bit of titanium that you get from duplicate uncommons? No, you don't. It's better for you to save up your money and money, and use it towards something that will at least be useful. At least this down at the bottom is useful. At least you have a chance at a legendary. Everything in this weekly recruitment is useful for you to rank up your characters, unlock characters, whatever. Why do they have it down here at only 30 a week? Anyway, so let's move on. I'm going to go back to answering these questions. Weekly banner versus buying the 3 legendary pulls a day. What are your thoughts? Ooh. Okay, my thoughts are, because I am more towards mid-end game, I am leaning more heavily towards buying the legendary pulls, which I would do. So what he's speaking about is the super encrypted tokens. Now, since I did my last beginner's guide, actually, is available in the base shop. I would rather buy these 3 right now and save up towards the featured banner. If you're like a beginner, and beginners don't have like the weekly recruitment. If you like just started the game today, it'll come. Don't worry about it. Patience. You don't have that, and you also don't have the desired slots. It's fine. They're coming along. Don't worry about it. You'll get there pretty fast, actually. So if I were you, especially if you get growth fund, but if you don't worry about it. Free to play friendly. It's okay too. It's free to play friendly as well. If you have the growth fund, you have a big advantage because that's cheap and it works. But if you're not doing any of that stuff, I would say weekly recruitment over the 3 super encrypted tokens you can get in the base shop. The reason for, and if you can do both, go for it. But as a free to play, that's really going to stretch your resources a lot. 4,500 for the week. Honestly, like to get this, I know I said save and everything else, and I'm still like behind that. It's not, I'm not saying it's a grind. You can make it a grind, I guess, but it's difficult. That's why a lot of free to play players will lean towards Epic recruitment because it's cheaper. It's just, where's the value? Here, I would say you do the weekly recruitment when you're like early game, mid game ish, instead of those super encrypted tokens. The reason being is that now you're trying to expand your roster. You want more options. If I'm just sitting here saving for super encrypted tokens, even if I'm using it towards getting Aquaman, as much as I think Aquaman is the second best character in the game right now as of recording this, he's one character. So what happens when I get into a situation where I cannot use Aquaman? He goes in damn near every situation, just like Wonder Woman, but there are going to be situations where you need to diversify, especially, and not especially in the beginning, but in the beginning as well. So having a deeper roster and building your roster out, to me, is smarter than saving up for the super encrypted tokens until you reach into, like, I mean, you'll see I have every character except for like 7 of them, but like until your roster feels like comfortable and you have like 2 or 3 teams, like you have a block team and you have a crit team and you have a debuff team, and those like the teams that you can like really work around and you really know them well, then I would shift over to super encrypted tokens, because then you can start to, I'm at the point now of where it's like I have enough characters and I'm leveling them up. Now I'm trying to focus on getting that next legendary, saving the encrypted tokens, even these encrypted tokens, saving these until I get to the next featured epic, and then trying to get that epic by saving these up. So, and these are missing right now because I'm trying to get Mara, so just so you know. But that is what I would start doing towards the mid-game, end-game, like right on that border. I think that was about chapter 34 for me, when you have to start using 2 teams, actually. That is when you would want to transition over to that, in my opinion. I still have dollar earbuds I got from North Korea. That's better than JBL's. Hey, not North Korea, Korea. He said Korea. He got it from Korea. He said Korea. He did not say North Korea. We don't talk about that here. That's cool though. I appreciate that. I'm not, okay, and this is the other thing too. I'm not saying that everything that's expensive, and this is going to be like a more philosophical thing. I'm not saying that everything that's more expensive is better. Like there was a time when people thought that Tom Hardy shirts were worth the money, but I am saying generally speaking, you get what you pay for. Every once in a while, you can find a deal. Every once in a while, and I'm sure that there's deals in here that you can find every once in a while. So it's the exception that proves the rule, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's a piece by piece case. Right now, as a Lobby account, I'm only upgrading a piece for Aquaman daily. That I am doing as well, where I'm literally just one level, one piece, because they have King's Duties, and you're supposed to King's Duties, get it? And you're supposed to upgrade, and it says 1 time. Usually it says 5 times. It only says 1. And they usually have like reinforcement in here too that you're supposed to upgrade 5 times, but it is what it is. Holding for good gear, I guess, is the correct response. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. This was the gear thing that we were just talking about. Okay, so I might have talked about this in the other video or in another part of the video, and I'm sure I'll figure that out in editing. So me saying this comment won't matter. All right, so we're gonna use Wonder Woman as an example. Now, someone mentioned that they should save all their resources. You should save all of your resources, meaning, and I wish I'll do it here because that way it's not yeah, okay. Oh, perfect. Here's an Epic 3-piece. Less perfect. Let me go over here. So we have an Epic 3-piece here, right? This Epic 3-piece is a flat stat attack piece. I'm showing this because you'll have, and I wonder if I even have like elites down here. You'll have like elite, and you'll have you'll have elite. You'll have elite 1. You go to Epic. You go to Epic 1, Epic 2, Epic 3. Epic 3 is the top of the mountain at the time of recording this. I don't know if they're going to come up with the Epic 4 in a couple months or whatever. Anyway, so honestly, shout out. Could y'all do like a defense gear set? I like defense. Anyway, so now there's the thought process of saving your resources, which would be if I'm trying to upgrade this strengthen, you have your resources here. The enhancement, always it's like EPP enhancement something or EEP enhanced equipment piece or something, equipment enhancement piece, something like that. Anyway, not important. Saving these up so that you can take up your Epic 3 pieces. Now, if I do, and I'll just show you this, how expensive it gets. Right now, I'm using 73,000 of these. It's only take me up from level 20 to level 25. It's going to cost me 3.6 million. Okay. So when you get towards your Epic 2s, Epic 3s, it starts to get very, very, very expensive. So just bear that in mind. Now, also why I would hesitate this, I'm going to continue piece by piece. Why am I not like super excited and dumping all my resources into it? It is because it is a comm and it is a flat stat piece. For accessories and for comms, there are flat stats where you just get this, and then there are attack bonus where you get 12.5%. You have HP bonus. Let me go up here real quick. You have HP bonus. Whoa. You have HP bonus. You have attack bonus. Crit is also a percent. You also get block percentage pieces. This Epic 1 piece right here, this 11.7% at the top plus the 7% at the bottom, is going to be more valuable than any other flat stat accessory piece you can get. Now, bear in mind, you can only get flat stat, you can only get percentage pieces on your accessories or your comms. And as a matter of fact, check. What I'm going to do is, I've been trying to like wait on this because I wanted to get the guy's permission. Someone told me that he's okay with me using it just because apparently a cool guy who just wants to make the stuff so that everybody can use it. There is a chart for this. Here. I wish I had the guy's name to shout out. If he could please, like if someone else knows who he is. Under resources. Where did I put it? See, this is what happens when I make things too complicated. Images, infographics, that's what's up. All right, so here, gear stats. Let me go ahead and add this as a frame, as a window to be captured. Let's see, VLC. No, we don't need that. All right, so guys, just bear with me for 1 second because what I'm about to do now is something that you guys will probably absolutely love and might even be upset with me for not sharing earlier, but I really wanted to get guys' permission. And someone said that it would be okay, but I wanted to hear from him officially. But yeah. Okay, cazzo fai? Vanculo. Dove? Where are you at? What? Hey. What is this? What are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? You're gonna drive me crazy. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. Okay, got it. Show up. Why aren't you showing up? Oh, because you're below everything else. All right, that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. And I'll try to read it off on the side here as well. All right, so guys, here we go. Forgive me. So, coming back in. All right, everything's paused. Okay, coming back in. And I have to ignore you guys for 1 sec. So just coming back in 3, 2. Okay, so I wanted to put this. I got this infographic a while ago, and I wanted to wait until the person who made this, for the person who created this. Thank you. You're amazing. I was trying to get your permission to use this. Someone told me that I was allowed to do it. I wanted to hear from you. I still haven't heard from you. So like, I'm not taking credit for making this. I did not make this. Whoever did, you're greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. So that being said, here you'll see at the top, you have headpiece. And I wonder if when I zoom in, hopefully you guys can see the text well enough. You have the primary stat up here, secondary stats, and then you have signature stats down at the bottom, right? Now, at the head, you have attack, defense, HP. All of this is flat stat. Over on the accessory side, you'll see that you have attack bonus, that's a percent. You have HP bonus percent, and you have crit bonus percent. Same attack, HP, but then down here, instead of crit, you have block, all right? These are the only two pieces where you will be able to get, for the primary stat, a percentage anything, okay? So these percentage pieces, as I was saying before about the accessory and comms, if you're going to get, I had on Constantine an Elite 1 crit percent piece on his accessory, and I kept that on him until like 2 weeks ago. I was well into Epic 3, but the value of that crit piece is going to be more valuable than any other flat stat piece I was willing to put on Constantine at the time. I had other like percentage stat pieces, but that crit was really what was helping me out. So they are tremendously valuable, and there are ways of farming them. I already talked about it in the shop guide. So if you want to see like how I farm for percent pieces based on a strategy from Kevin Brown. I'm trying to shout out all like the streamers, or not the streamers, but the folks who watch my stream who like help me out. Because I want to be sure to let you guys know all this information, all you get. I have a Discord. Check the comment section. There are far more people who know far more about this game than me, and for some reason they like hanging out. I don't know. I think I'm weird, but they don't. So don't tell them. Anyway, but basically all around the game, there's tons of people who are part of this community who want to help everybody have a good time. So that being said, now when you have your primary stat pieces up here, your primary stats up here, secondary stats, and I'm not going to read through all of this, so I'm taking my time, giving you the time. I think my head is out of the way completely, right? Giving you the time to like pause, look at this stuff if you want to study it. I'm going to plop this in my Discord. I don't have a link to this anywhere because I don't have it online. These were files that were sent to me. I feel like I should probably pin this in my Discord somewhere in a sec. In fact, you know what? That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pin this in my Discord under a channel that can't be changed. All right, so that's what I'll do for this. But so you know, let me just add that. So graphics channel. How about that? So while you're here, before I do that, while you're here, screenshot it, grab it, whatever you need to do. But this is a tremendous breakdown of all the substats, what you will get as you're going through grabbing your pieces, okay? So, and the ones that are the most variable, let me put it that way, that have the most possibilities are the accessory and the comms. This is why I gave you that little guide on how to farm them in this shop, okay? So, there is that. Let us transition back. Cool. Holding for good gear. What is the difference between weekly pull and legendary? Okay, so the difference between weekly pull and legendary pull, not much other than it's just a different way for them to, if I'm being real, it's a different way to get in your pocket. Legendary, you'll see here. And this, I think I even said in the video yesterday, legendary recruitment and epic recruitment are basically the two most useless because, and I'll go into it like quickly with you here because I already did it a little bit yesterday. Basically, it's because why would I, okay, there's a reason. if you're looking for a legendary that you actually want, so in this legendary recruitment, honestly, I don't even know if that's true. I don't even know if that's true. You can put it that way. You can. If I'm trying to get Flash and I'm going to use my super encrypted tokens, I could pull here. However, part of me is like, why on earth would I do that when I get to 150? Because guarantee bonus, unless you're just a very, very lucky person, when the guarantee comes, I've spent 150 super encrypted tokens, and now I have Blue Beetle. Is Blue Beetle good? Yes, but that's not who I wanted. My favorite character is Flash. I want Flash. You're setting yourself up to be disappointed or be very, very happy. But when you look at the like actual recruitment pools, this is very, very similar. Not 100% similar, but very, very similar to weekly recruitment. The only difference is that you're only getting elites as opposed to like the rares, which is fine, I guess. I understand it. And I understand where there's an appeal there. However, if you're asking me, I will do weekly recruitments. And then instead of doing legendary recruitments, now this is also like an end game thing, I think, or a closer to end game thing. Instead of doing these recruitments, I would rather save up my super encrypted tokens for the featured character. So I saved up my super encrypted tokens and just pulled a bunch of Aquaman. I'm up to 70 again because I'm still pulling on Aquaman because he's really that good. Like with Peacemaker, for example, when he came out, I got him, and then I stopped pulling for Peacemaker, and I started saving my super encrypted tokens for the next featured legendary. So in my opinion, legendary recruitment, though, if you're trying to chase after a specific character, go for it. But I feel like trying to go after Flash and legendary recruitment proves that you're a whale. So, and knock yourself out. Hey, do what you want. All right? It's your world. We're all just living in it. But in my view, I would rather save these super encrypted tokens, go for the featured legendaries coming up because they're going to make them more powerful. The new thing has to always be, at least they're going to try to make them one of the more powerful characters, and go for them here. And then weekly recruitment is where I would try to farm for the legendary. And I know the idea of, well, yeah, but what about all the elites? That's cool. You will still get all of those elites once you pull those super encrypted tokens here. You'll still get all the elites that you were going to miss out on from trying to pull the super encrypted tokens here. So to me, legendary recruitment, I'm not pulling there. And epic recruitment, no. So weekly, yeah. Feature, yeah. Hopefully that helps out. All right, so not to mention early mid game, you get a lot of gems early versus late game when they close. Yeah, or late game, they kind of just put a lid. Not like a fit, not like, but like it gets. I remember having way more diamonds back about a month and a half ago. Weekly is cheaper, but can only use diamonds. Oh yeah, can't use sets. Yeah. So that's the one thing about the super encrypted tokens. You save them for the featured, which is what I would say. And then you're gonna have your regular encrypted tokens. Yeah, of course you pull those here, but well, I said in the video already, so I won't even put this in. But you save them for the featured epics that come out. I guess for weekly recruitments, at least do it until you get 2 or 3 legendaries. That might be a good rule of thumb. I was thinking more like until you get to chapter 34, or when I think chapter 34 is when you start using 2 teams. And to me, once you've made it there, that means that inherently your roster should be broad enough so then you can start switching over from the weekly recruitment. Screws are way too scarce, and more realistically, the gear upgrade costs are just insane in my opinion. The gear cost increase stupidly. Like, it's so high. It's so expensive to upgrade gear once you get past like level 15 or something. It becomes dumb. In fact, and I might just, cut this into I wanted to kind of show that as well. So this is going towards check. Okay. So this is going towards it, like just giving an idea of how expensive the upgrades can be. So we have a tier 3 piece right here. Why is that just floating around, not doing anything? Anyway, so we're going to go to strengthen. When you come here, and here's the thing, I won't be able to max this piece out, so you know. 10, going up to level 10. Oh, okay, cool. Half a mil. That's not crazy. That's not crazy, is it? 10 levels, half a million? No. Next, going up to level 20, 3.5 million. Pretty big jump. I can't go up to level 30 because I don't have enough of the resources, but I think you get the point. If this went up sevenfold, this went up 7 times, they get very, very expensive. So I did diversify a bit, but this is where it's like, if it's a percentage piece, bunch of resources into it, I'm good with it. If it's not an epic 3 piece, and even the epic 3 pieces, as you see, I have some that aren't leveled up that I'm not doing anything with, because I would have a percent piece. So I'd rather go ahead and go do the percent piece as opposed to doing the there's a crit piece here that's epic 2. I'd rather put resources into this epic 2 crit piece that's a percent piece than put it into this epic 3 HP flat stat piece. Because of how expensive it is, I need this to give me the most bang for my buck. All right, so I'm sure it's fine, but if the guy complains, we will all turn on. Oh, that's fine. I can go back to being a hermit. I hope someone put a graph. How many bolts do you need to max out every tier? Oh, good. Hold up. Jeez. There's so much stuff that I could be. Yeah, I guess. Yo, what are you doing? One sec, guys. One sec. Good question. I'm going to just pretend like I didn't always have this, and I didn't know that I always had this, because I didn't remember having this. My bad. All right, so one sec. Oh, what's wrong with me? Okay, here we go. Oh boy. Just big smiles. While other people are like upset with me right now. Like, you had all this stuff? Why did you share this stuff? Sorry, guys. I wanted permission, never got it. But now it's been like months. So it should be available somewhere else. Also, my camera is doing this thing. And I should probably get a coffee real quick, because my throat is kind of scratchy. So batch costs. Right. So this is why it's a good thing I have a chat asking me questions, okay? So someone just asked how much it costs to upgrade badges, okay? So if I'm going all the way up to level 10, it's 200 of the tier 1s. Tier 2, I need 240 of this purple Intertronite alloy for tier 3. I need 300 of those. This is stupid expensive. And I haven't even looked at tier 4. Tier 4 is 1,050. This is a pipe dream. This ain't happening. But like tier 3 is very, very expensive. It's one of the scarcest resources in the game, and you need 300 of them. So it's going to take a massive effort for you to get to that tier 3 badge. So heads up. I might even put this in the beginning. Maybe I should put this Q&A at the beginning of the beginner's guide. But heads up. Another heads up. What I did, the mistake I made with doing the badge is I thought, like, okay, usually these games kind of push you towards leveling up one character, but you come out better being balanced. Saying like, okay, there's 10 characters in the game. There's only 10 characters. There's one character that is super OP. All right, so you put all your resources into them. And then eventually what happens is you run into a level where you can't use that character for whatever reason, right? Now you have this horrible unbalanced roster where you have the other 9 characters who barely got any resources and one character got all of them. So usually you would rather take all of those characters up to like at the same point, at the same time. Badges kind of fly in the face of that. Yeah, there's tier 4. It's just you only get bonus abilities at tier 3. Badges kind of fly in the face of that. What I did in the beginning, and you can still do this technique a bit, but it actually is a little bit better to do it towards the middle or end game, is that I try to like balance it out with my roster, and you'll probably see on my roster a bunch of incomplete but activated badges. Because I thought just spread it out, spread it out. You need to be more critical of the badges and what the actual ability is. There are some badges now that I read into badges. That comes at level 6, by the way, rank 6. There are some badges that I read into that I will not put a single, not even tier 1 into it. Not worth it. Won't even activate. Maybe activate if it has some kind of bonus behind it, but not even that, right? I won't. Over putting a bunch of resources into others. So, for example, Raven, Batman, Zatanna. Those are the 3 best badges I can think of off the top of my head. Oh, Wonder Woman. Off the top of my head, I'm just trying to give you a few examples, right? Those 4 badges are absolutely incredible, and it would have been great for me to like dump resources all into Batman's. That would have been an awesome damage dealer one. All into Zatanna or Raven, great for support, right? What I did was I just distributed over everything, so I had like a lot of good, a lot of good, a lot of good. But then when I get to this tier 3 thing, distributing the tier 3s means that you're not going to complete any of the tier 3s, at least not anytime soon, because it's such a scarce resource, okay? So just bear that in mind. It is expensive. It's very expensive. So spend wisely, okay? All right, so there goes that. Hopefully you guys got a screenshot. Okay, so weekly Super Jones, I guess weekly recruitment, screws, a graph on the bolts. Do we need to max out every tier? Yeah, there was that. I think you were talking about badge, right? Wait, hold up. Runes. You said, I hope someone put a graph on how many bolts do we need to max out every tier. Actually, you know what? As I was going through the, whatchamacallit, let me pause this recording real quick. As I was going through the, let's see, gear recommendations real fast. Oh no, I don't subscribe to this stuff. This is damage types. We don't subscribe to that either. Reinforcements chart. Nope. Shard requirements. The speed chart is no longer useful. Reinforcement? No, that's not what I was looking for. It was shards requirements. I mean, I guess this is useful. Hold up. Badges have tier, yeah. Yeah. Aquaman badge. But good for PvE. It took me 85 days to max 1 badge. I think my first badge was Wonder Woman, and that sounds about right, honestly. I mean, granted, I was screwing around with a lot of stuff, but 2 months? I think it was 2 months of dedicated play and spending money. Because I did spend some money. Uh-oh. My thing ain't working. What are you doing? Go away. You. Go away. All right, let's do this again. There's a shards requirement thing, but I don't know if that's actually even relevant or necessary. I think it's pretty obvious. Well, I guess so you can see the path coming, right? Let's do that then. Let's see. Bet. Okay, so now only legendary's character have 4 tiers. Epics only have 3. Oh, I haven't completed a tier 3 badge on my epic yet. So in epic yet. It was only on Wonder Woman. So that's good to know. Thank you. All right, so let's go to transition here, and we will record. All right, so 3, 2. All right, so now what I'm doing is basically and this is like super beginner stuff, right? This is telling you how many shards you need to upgrade the ranks of your other characters. Now, bear in mind, you should not care about this for rares because you should not be ranking up any rares. They're useless. Leave it alone. With elites, you're gonna need to rank up elites in the beginning a little bit. Black Canary I did rank up. Cheetah I ranked up a little bit. Captain Cold, I think, Mr. Freeze. That's not necessarily the most important part. Scarecrow, because I want to try to run it with Poison Ivy. That was a disaster. In the beginning, especially since Black Canary, even though she's an elite, is at this moment still the best healer in the game. It's just that I can't take her up to any further levels. Is that bear in mind not to get overly reliant on them because they can only go up to rank 8 and then their levels can only max out, I want to say, at 180. Even if they're in level link, or is it 220? I think it's 220. Even in level link, their levels of these elites will only go up so high and then they get stopped. Okay, so bear that in mind. Now we come over here to the epics. Epics, this 80 sounds expensive. It's only 2 pulls. Okay, so don't fret about it too much. Once you get to the 160, fretting, all frets, tons of frets, like guitar frets, lots of frets. Fret. This is demanding here when you're trying to take them up to rank 11, 12, 13, especially for free to play. I'm not free to play. Like I said, I'm a dolphin, a trout, whatever kind of smaller aquatic wildlife you want to call me. But I have not taken anybody up to rank 11 yet, just so you know. Legendaries, very similar, much harder to come by, much more expensive, and you need more shards to get them up to the higher ranks. But so you know, once you get to rank 11 through 15, the cost stays the same. It doesn't increase anymore. It's just that it's super expensive. So bear all that in mind. Hopefully that helps you with some planning. Let's go ahead and pause this. Okay, so I'm free to play. I asked AI how many days. It said 2.8. So almost 3. Oh, well, AI was on point then, Huntress. I made a big mistake as free to play. I rank 8 all of my elite. Oh no, well, no. That's fine. Because now we can go into the next thing. All right, so coming back. 3, 2. All right, so now we have this from Runes. What's up, Runes? Runes just said that I made a big mistake. As free to play, I ranked 8 all of my elites. Now, this is I said don't get over reliant on them. Ranking them up to rank 8 is not a mistake, okay? Don't become over reliant on Black Canary. Be looking for someone to replace Black Canary. Let me see if I have a rank 8 down here somewhere. Harley Quinn, no, we can do it to Scarecrow because I still want to do Harley Quinn's guy because I think her kit's hilarious. I've been saying that for months. This should be a running joke by now. Now, this is the chance where I get to explain character retraining, which seems like it's a very, 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 very free-to-play friendly thing. Basically, what you can do is when it comes to epics, or let's just stick with elites. With elites, at whatever level, you will be able to retrain them for a certain cost. I thought I saw Scarecrow in here. Oh, there he is. Scarecrow, for example. So if you put a bunch of levels into them, right? You can then remove the levels. So you'll see here, he's level 6. If I do this, and I'm trying to, let me see, is there anybody else higher that isn't? Nah. Okay, because of level link, which I'll explain later on. Okay, so he's level 6. I made a mistake. I don't want him to be level 6. I need these resources back because I want to make one of the uncommons level 6. Don't ever do that. Even that joke wasn't funny. I want to make one of these other characters level 6. So what I can do for the cost of 5 gems, I can retrain him and get all this back and drop him back down to level 1. Now, for epics, you could only do a rank retraining up until level 6. So if you've taken, like, be careful. This happened with me with Damien and with Penguin. I don't like either one of those characters now. They suck. I took them up past rank 6, which means now I can't retrain their rank. However, with elites, it's a different story, which is why I said don't get over dependent on them, but I did not mean that you don't rank them up. Just don't become reliant on them because then there's going to be this period of where you're not able to use them and you're not scrambling, but you're kind of like frustrated. You can go ahead and develop them, but then you can do a rank retraining. Right now he's at rank 8. I can, for 500, I'm not about to do it. For 500, I can go ahead and get back all of his shards, these 110 shards. And truth be told, if I wanted to use these towards like ranking up an epic or something, if I'm in dire straits, we could do that. If you've ranked up a character that you could use for the Lex fusion, only fuse Lex, do not fuse epics. then I could come back here and I can take these shards and head towards Lex and fuse him. There was a little bit of a trick there where someone was able to use their one of their selectors to select Two-Face and then rank retrain Two-Face to get the shards back as Two-Face, which was a pretty smart thing to do. Well, smart for the time. Now I can rank retrain him even though he's a rank 8. It's going to cost 500. For rank 6, it's going to cost 3. Rank 7, I assume that's going to be 4. So it's okay to put a lot of resources into them. Just beware that when you have to rank retrain them, it's going to be expensive getting it back out, but you can get it back out. All right, so there's that. Check. Do I want to go ahead and... Yeah, I might as well. Actually, should I make a coffee now? No, let me do this first. I'll do this first. Honestly, with Wonder Woman guarantee and DCU Superman HBO Max, I did not rank up any. Yeah, the problem with that, Gabriel, is that I live in Switzerland, and so that HBO DC Supes Max thing sucked. I had to have a friend in the US do it for me, and I know plenty of people over on this side of the ocean who didn't get them because HBO Max ain't over here like that, dog. So it was actually a remarkably infuriating thing that game did to everyone outside the US. Okay, so how'd you get all the... Well, I'm free to play around the same time. I can't even make a dent in tier 3. How'd you get all the tier 3 Inertron? I'm assuming that... Wait, Spike, weren't you also the one who said that you were too scared of doing Ares area? Because that's where I got a lot of that stuff from. For the first time ever. Oh, Brazil, what's up? Como vai? Yeah, a lot of Crisis Watch. I didn't get a lot of alloy from Crisis Watch, and I placed top 3. So wait, what? Because I thought that's where. Hold on. Let me double check. Because, yeah. Am I losing? How are you not getting it? There's ranking here, and then also when you go in, well, this is only like purple, right? Yeah, and then 10 here. You just don't spend for like 2 weeks, and you end up with a bunch. A bunch. Not a bunch. Sorry. So then how do you get I guess the HBO Max thing, you also had a friend who helped you out with it. Then I buy the Inertron Alloy Rainbow in the Aquaman shop with the silver and the gold. If I can bring time, I would do Peacemaker shop too. Level 5-star Poison Ivy 208. I tried to make Poison Ivy work. I could not get her to work. J Spike is kind of doing fine too. With Elite Arena, always able to hit the diamonds there. Oh, that's right. Elite Arena. I forgot about Elite Arena as well. There. When I get to these things, when I get to the season accomplishments, right here. That as well. And I'm kind of in a holding pattern for badges. I have been. I'm not in aces. I guess that's why. I don't know. Partially, but I think also this thing. Are you doing Elite Arena pretty regularly? I started moving up to the higher difficulties in the last couple of weeks. Better rewards, but not much. It's not much better, but it is what it is. Once you get to like Ares area, you'll realize that it's more difficult, but it's by no means gonna bang you in the head. It's fine. Oh, what's up, Andrew? I didn't even say that. But so hi, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. Let's see. Started. Oh, let's do this real quick. Oh, this is gonna be a monster of a video to edit. You're placing top 3, but you're not an area. You're not an aces. I keep saying Aries. Aces area. All right, so there's HBO Max here. I watched the Champions League games on it. But I thought that even then, and this is me asking genuinely, because I thought even when I went to the whole like link it, I thought it said US only. I thought they even put that in like the little parentheses. J Spike is in the middle of 240, 220. And in today's bulletin, I'm at top 17 in main stages. Okay. Ooh, did I get my daily stuff? Nah. Okay, so let me explain level link real quick. Albeit, I should probably explain it from, well, I won't be level 300 anytime soon anyway. So, because at level 300, this whole thing changes. All right, so let's start recording. So, coming back in 3, 2. All right, so now we're going to go over level link. And the thing about level link, well, the thing I love, it is tremendously free to play friendly. When you include the character retraining, which, for example, I will go ahead and say that Wonder Woman, Superman, Aquaman never made it. Lex, Deathstroke, at varying times DCU, these legendaries were in my top 5. Why were they in my top 5? Well, first, your top 5 characters here will be the lowest character of the top 5. Once you put your characters in level link, they will become that level. So let's go into level link. Right now, Kid Flash is the lowest at 260, right? Everyone else 280, 280, 280, 260. Because he's the lowest character, any character that I put into level link right now, and I could unlock another one for 500. I'm not going to do that at the moment. Any character that I put into level link, as a matter of fact, you know what? I won't do it. Any character that I put into level link will end up being the same level as the 5th character in my top 5. Now, this is pretty straightforward doing that. This is also what goes along with the character retraining. But here's one issue, and this is why I brought up the other legendaries that I had in there. You see down here how they're just rank 8, rank 8, rank 9. You see how all of these characters up here are rank 10. The reason that I have them up there over my legendaries is because the max level for rank 8 is 220. So if I want to be able to have Aquaman be 260, I need to have characters that can reach the max level of 260. She reaches 260, right? However, eventually I want her to be 280. So the characters that are rank 10, their max level is 300. So at that point, I'm at 280, 280, 280, 280. Even though that these rank 9s, these, Superman, OG, and Wonder Woman, even though they're ranked 9 and their max level is 260, because they're in level link, if they go up to 280, they will all go up to 280 despite the fact that they have that max level. However, the problem you have, and I did have it with the elites, is that it does not matter how much they will go up above their max level of 180 or 220. Sorry, they'll go up above it a little bit, not a lot of it. So, and actually, stop. Check. Hold on. I think they don't go up past 220 at all, right? I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to spend the gems to find out. But I remember putting Black Canary in and then her just getting stuck. And I want to say it was at 220. But it might have been 240. Somebody help me out with that one. I think today is the first time I have ever had a rank 9 squad dispatch. Maybe they are linked to main stage. I don't have any rank 9s to do mission reset if you don't get them in time. Okay. So I don't think it's linked to stages. I think it's linked to accomplishments within dispatch. I think. I need to go back for that. I'm trying to remember right now because there was a reason why I got really upset about Black Canary being able to go up. It says max level 220. And I think she stopped at 240. I think. I'm trying to remember this now. I can't remember. Hold up. This makes for riveting streaming. Okay, let's figure this out. Unless someone else can tell me. We're gonna go ahead and cheat and use my researcher. I've been at max level dispatch for weeks. I'm pretty sure. Mine hasn't gone up. It's 220. I just hit 240, and my Black Canary is 220. If you put it in Level Link Matrix, okay. All right. So I don't know why. For the last stage of the Poison Ivy Crisis Watch, how do you prevent your tunes from attacking themselves? I tried Martian Manhunter Cleanse, but it does not. But it did not work. The team that I use for that, because I'm more focused on, you have to try to kill them fast, but then also like slowly enough to where you allow. I do it in two parts. I do the first part where I can kill them off fast as possible to like get that accomplishment, and then the second thing I do is I use Zatanna and then let them die slowly, so I can strip the seduction off of Superman and Batman, and then that way I can complete that last part of it. Is that the one that we have going on right now? Okay, so let me go ahead and say this real quick. So coming back in 3, 2. Sorry for the confusion. My bad. But in a Level Link, once you get up to Okay, anyway, in Level Link, once you get up to level 220, the elites cannot follow you any further. They've maxed out. However, for the epics and the legendaries, they can go within Level Link. They can go beyond their max level regardless of what their rank is. Because, and this is my assumption, when you have elites at rank 8, they don't rank up any further than rank 8. However, for epics and legendaries, they can get up to level 300 plus, because there's a plus there, based on how many ranks they have. So, because they have higher reaches, I believe, because they have higher reaches in their ranks, they can get higher reaches in their levels in Level Link, despite the fact that their rank is going to say that they are supposed to be stopped at 260 or 280 or whatever. So, just bear that in mind when you're doing your Level Link. I'm keeping the characters with the higher ranks in my top 5, because they will be able to reach higher heights in terms of levels, and then that will filter down to all of my other characters and their leveling. Okay, so then that can be paused. All right, so 220. I just hit 240. My Black Canaries is 220 max if you put it in the Level Link Matrix. Okay, cool. Do I rank up Ocean Master and who's BS first, or Judo Master and Vigilante? I have Peacemaker and I don't have Blue Beetle or Deathstroke. Ocean Master is good. Okay. I would put Judo Master and Vigilante over Ocean Master and Bloodsport. Unless you have Nightwing, then I would put Nightwing and Ocean Master over Judo Master and Vigilante. However, of those 5, Judo Master is the best of all of them. Is that complicated, convoluted enough for you? If you have Nightwing at higher levels, Ocean Master fits way better with Nightwing than Bloodsport. Plus, now you have a full Bloodsport Ocean Master team, and I do love the block team. Judo Master is the best out of all of the characters that you've named and that I have named. Vigilante, I'm not saying he's the worst, but he's like tied with Bloodsport. He's really good, very good damage dealer, very good damage dealer, but not on the level of Judo Master, Ocean Master, or Nightwing, just so you know. Do you remember it as 240? Mandela Effect. Haha. I think this, every time I forget something, I'm going to start saying Mandela Effect. I think that's it. I think we win on that one now. Gab, but how do you upgrade Judo Master? What do you mean? How do you upgrade Judo Master? Right now, only the League Shop expensive 3K thing, basically. Whoa, what? What are you buying from the League Shop? Wait. That's right. Okay, so this can be recorded. All right, so right now the question is, you have this kind of gap when I was talking about the mother box getting characters out where you have Judo Master and you're trying to upgrade them. Maybe I can rewind it. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so there you go. So, but how do you upgrade Judo Master? Right now, the League Shop is expensive, 3K things basically. There are other ways of farming these epic selector pieces so that you can use them towards upgrading your characters. So for the epics, we're talking about epics here. And by the way, I am very, very strongly of the opinion that legendaries are nice to have, but you don't need them in order to progress in the game. Do they make it easier? 100%. But there are plenty of epics in here, like Mr. Terrific, like Judo Master, Nightwing, who Batman, who do well, Batman may not be on the list with those others, but still, who do a lot that can help you get through. Some of those epics are better than some of the legendaries. Now, what they're speaking of is here. You can go in the League Shop, and I did this for Mara already. You can buy every week. I believe this resets every week. You can buy Mara shards or whatever shards you want. So long as you click on this, there will be a selector that comes up, and then you can select whatever epics, most whatever. You won't be able to select the latest ones, the ones that are out right now, which right now would be Judo Master. Oh, no, wait. Actually, for this one, you could. For this one, you could. As long as you have the character already unlocked. Why did I get confused? You'll see in a sec. As long as you have the character unlocked, this can be used for any character that is in the game as long as you have them unlocked. If you go to the Elite Arena, you have the same thing here. You can buy 20 here. You can buy 2 of these. So you'll be able to buy 20. Any character that you already have unlocked, you can get. Now, I can show the example here with this legendary selector. I'm going to use it for Aquaman. I've already unlocked Aquaman, so I can use this selector for any legendary that I already have unlocked. You'll notice there's no Blue Beetle, there's no Supergirl, there's no Martian Manhunter. I haven't unlocked those legendaries, so I cannot buy their shards. However, another tip, just in case you don't know this yet, do not buy frags. You have to unlock characters with tokens. You cannot unlock them with frags. Doesn't matter how much you collect those frags, they will not unlock the character for you. You'll only be able to use the frags to rank them up. So that question's popped up a few times, and I'm trying to warn people. Like, don't. But here, so I'm going to buy Aquaman later on. Same thing works here. Now, here is the difference. So you know, it's the epic selector that has the face on it, all right? The other thing that you can do, but this only works with certain select epic characters, not all of them, but the ones that have been in the game for a little bit. So I don't know if Mr. Terrific's going to fall into this category, but I know for a fact that Judo Master and Vigilante do not fall into this category. In System Recovery, you will have these. These are epic character fragment selectors. These are different. They have this kind of avatar, faceless, anonymous profile picture on here. These, you can select any epic, but only the epics that are already in the epic recruitment pool. Okay, so it won't be epics that are like the latest ones. You can't unlock those, or you can even get their frags from here. You can only do the ones that are from the epic recruitment pool. So there's another way of farming them. For Mr. Terrific, I don't know if that really applies right now. Definitely doesn't apply for Judo Master, but there's another option for you, and you can farm those here. And then I think some of the System Recovery, not System Recovery, some of the Digital Universe has them too. Bet. All right, so what's up? Random question, but I had a buddy ask me this. I didn't have an answer. How do you progress the bunkers? The bunkers are stuck. They haven't put out any new ones. This I think is part of the previous developer team when they were doing bunkers for everything. Since they've come out, there are not none. Just like a heads up, so you know, and someone brought this up before. There was a different development team that was in place before this game got pulled off the shelves like 2 years ago, and they started further developing it. A new development company, whatever, bought the game. And they are trying to put out some of the older stuff that was just like almost there, but needed just like a little push over before that place shut down. Sold it. I don't know what happened to them specifically. And then they're trying to implement their new stuff and develop the game. So bunkers, no one has done anything with. I would love to see more bunkers. That would be fun and awesome. But no. Plus, on top of that, I think the decorations go in here as well. But I don't buy the decorations because $1,000 for cosmetics, no thanks. All right, so there's that. There's no way for you to progress it because I think that's just stuck in the previous development regime. Is that the best way to put it? The suggestion to finish the battle fast worked. Thanks. I'm glad it did. I'm glad it worked for you. And I do have, just in case, Nanda, I do have guides. I know I probably shouldn't direct you away from my stream, but I do have guides for each of the crisis watches, the teams I used, and how I got to 3-star each node. Low key, I've had some Vigilante knocking me out in Elite Arena. Vigilante has, like, he has damage. Like, he can damage. But I would say Bloodsport has his utilities too. As a support, he's really, 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 really good. But I'm not going to put Vigilante up there with Judo Master, Nightwing, or Mr. Terrific. He's good, though. I'm not saying he's bad. Blue Beetle kind of feels kind of scamish to me because he's 100% of the time dies in Elseworld battles, but I have faith he will be good if I actually drop him and build him. Funny enough, Gabriel, I have heard and I had the same feeling about Blue Beetle from Elseworld. Like, I mean, you might have even seen it in a video or you could probably see it in an Elseworld video that I did, where I was like, I don't know about Blue Beetle. And I even put like a tier list where I was like, Blue Beetle sucks. And somebody came up, like, oh, he's like, he just laughs, like, you have no idea how good Blue Beetle is. And in fact, because every once in a while I peek in on him because I love the block teams, and everyone says that he's best for block attacks. Anyway, with the highest crit rate, dealing superpower damage. Oh, he's a tank, damn. Equal to 100% of attack, gain 1 stack of firm stand, add 1 stack of weaken for 2 turns, and hits target twice, dealing superpower damage equal to 100%. We do like the weekend. Each time Blue Beetle is hit by a critical attack, bye-bye Wonder Woman, increases damage reduction of the back row allies by 2.5% up to a max of 20. That's not bad at all. During battle, every 1% of block that Blue Beetle has grants 0.5% damage, crit damage reduction to the back row allies and himself for up to 30%. Now I know why those folks were laughing at me when I said that. Add 1 stack of shelter to the back row allies for 2 turns. Does 150% superpower damage to... I mean, I'm not saying he's great, but he's pretty good. He looks like he's pretty good. Might make that work. That's why I think people were saying for my block team he'd be great. Because then he's reducing the crit damage, so we won't be taking as many shots, reducing damage overall, which then means that my block team will last longer. Okay, I see it. Can you buy the decorations to put them in the bunkers from the shop? But they cost a lot of gems. I'm not buying any of that stuff. I don't see the benefit. It looks purely cosmetic. And now that I see that the bunker, like I think it goes into the bunkers, now that I see that that's not working, I'm just buying it for it to sit around. No, homie. Now that I unlocked 4 out of 8 unlocked. So buying decorations will unlock the rest. Buying decorations unlocks the rest of the bunkers? No. I have not heard that yet. No one has said. Anybody else who's in-game in this stream, those decorations do not unlock bunkers, right? I feel like that's a theme. Hey, y'all, I finally made it to a live one. What's up? Been watching for the live since July. I want to say, thanks, NBD. G. Call you DG. What's up, DG? Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you sticking with it. If buying the decorations unlock the bunk, let me hold up. Not like I'm finna spend it, but so this is just rando bunker. Select the character's room you want to construct. I want to construct this one. Quantity. Okay, that. I don't have this thing. Blueprint for Deathstroke's room. Blueprint. Yeah. See, these were all blueprints. And I don't see where you can buy blueprints in the shop unless I've just completely missed it. And then I'm going to bang my head into a wall. Yeah, it's just posters. This is not a blueprint. Yeah, it's just a map. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I was about to lose it. I thought for sure. I was about to be mad at myself. It just gives me a little wreck. I've got Raven decorations from squad dispatches, but I didn't unlock anything. Yeah. It just gives little rewards like 200 diamonds, 8th medals, etc. So, and I think if I go to my shop very quick, or my bag, let's go to my bag. Artifacts I could draw on right now. What did I say I wanted to do today? Oh, I was going to do the multiverse. But we've done, I think, some good work in terms of answering questions and stuff like that. So I'm gonna hold and say that that was good. I won't. I probably won't go over multiverse now. Actually, let me check one more thing. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So see all the shards of characters that I don't want to develop, i.e., Constantine. And I'm just waiting on Aquaman like 3 more days. I could take him rank 9. No, I have Raven's. Isn't this yeah Raven's backpack? I have her ID. I have a pick. I think everybody has these like Raven things, and I oh yeah I have Deathstroke's like sword, Deathstroke's other sword. Too bad there's not a bunker to put these things in. By the way, before you ask, the reason why I won't take Peacemaker rank 9 is because Peacemaker doesn't unlock any new abilities at rank 9, but Aquaman does. So I'm just gonna wait till I have enough racks to take Peacemaker rank 10 and then do it all at once. Um, John Stewart, I have enough to take him rank 8 now, but I'm worried that at rank 8, like he's always gonna be a little bit behind. I'm worried that rank 8 isn't gonna be strong enough for him to help me out where I am now. We have 118,000 of these. I've already checked. I need 150, so I'm like 10K short. I'm gonna go make myself a coffee real quick, but I think I'm gonna get off the stream pretty soon. I think we got what we need so far. What we have so far is an hour of me just rambling. Jeez. Stop recording. All right, so let's go to War World. So I get my teeth kicked in. Oh, this will be okay. All right, so I'm gonna let this run, and I will make a coffee, and I will be right back. DG, do you know how intensive that would be if I had to do like all my gear, like do a character guide on all the gear sets again? Um, oh, but also I think, and let me probably this might help with the transition. One of the issues may be that not that I'm steering away from gear sets, but it's not that important to me anymore. At least for my higher level characters. And I don't know. Oh, wait, you did only just now join. I just went over this whole thing, chat. Like, okay, yeah, I feel bad. I just went over this whole thing about gear sets. I put up this diagram. I put up like the and I see now your first words like you just joined now. Hey, you were finally able to join. And I really like for you can ask people on the stream for like what a good 10 minutes or so. I showed this chart from this guy. This feels like a sitcom. I showed this chart for this guy who showed us where all the stats go. But I did this was more like general advice, not necessarily not necessarily per character like you're asking, but it was like which character should you use, or not which character should you use, but which gear you should be going for, why you should farm this way, like why an epic percentile piece is more valuable than a epic tier 3 flat piece, things like that. I was going over that. That's funny. For every character, nah, that would I mean I could, but not like, oh, I'm trying to think. I got rank 9. I pulled 3 times in less than 100 pulls. Dog, go get a lottery ticket. It was 55 minutes ago on this trip. Oh, thanks, Gabriel. Yeah, so I went over like the general stuff of what to do or what I do, what I look for. Yesterday, I went through how I farm for accessory and com pieces in the Elite Arena shop. I can touch base on like support, tank, DPS, actually. I could touch base on that. However, it is kind of the game's gear sets themselves. Once you get the percentage pieces, like the substats that I look for, stuff like that is one thing. I guess I could explain that a little bit. But it's one of the, I could need examples. I guess OG, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Mr. Terrific. Let's see with them. Raven? When you do a new character guide, just provide the recommended gear sets moving forward. That's the thing, though, because when I do, I mean, I guess for this one coming up that I do for Aquaman, I could, but for like for example, Peacemaker, I did 2 gear sets. I did a block build and I did an attack build that I put in that video. For Aquaman, I haven't decided yet. I have him in a block build. I haven't tried him in an attack build yet. But in that case, hold on one sec. Because I will do that. I should do more gear stuff. But in my first, what I've been trying to do is like a first look guide where it's like, this is what I get in first. And this is, yeah, I did it with Weasel and Dr. Phosphorus. The gear that I'm looking at now for them. And then after the fact on like the guide itself when they're rank 8, I try to do like, this is the gear that I finally settled on. But let's see. We can do basic gear theory. Why did I make it sound like that sounded like a philosophy class, like a jeez. Do I take this too serious? Is that the problem? We're gonna do basic gear theory. All right, so 3, 2. This is gonna sound very professorial, even though I said that word in a very unconfident, no confident. See, I said professor. I'm gonna sound like a teacher. Okay, this is teacher time. Okay, don't listen to the English words. Just listen to the, yeah. GTA's got it. We're doing basic gear theory right now. Well, off to math class we go, pros. So basically, basic gear theory sounds like the music played in the background of a skateboard video. All right, anyway. So I'm going to break it down into, well, DPS, tank, and support. Now, there are a couple of ideas behind wanting to do this. So let's go with support first. Wow. When you do it that way, it feels like there's not a lot of characters in this game. Anyway, so what you'll see on a lot of my support characters is you will see speed. Now, Raven, for example, I have her in a bunch of speed and some HP. I'm using the HP to help her with survivability. I do use block sets as well as kind of like defensive sets, because if you can get the block amount to be kind of, well, elevated, granted certain characters, but it kind of acts like a pseudo defense set. I would rather than put a defense set in the game. But in the meantime and in between time, I would say HP if you're just trying to help with survivability of your characters. I want my support to survive because I need them to support the team. Raven, for example, has a revive on her advanced attack, if I'm not mistaken, where she revives her ally, right? Now, I want to put speed up there because I want her going first. Not for the first round, but for every round after that. Because if someone falls in the middle of the rounds, I want her to be at as close to the start of the next round as possible so she can revive that character before things kick off. So that is why I will have her in like 2 speed sets, and then trying to find as much speed as I can put on her. We have Mr. Terrific. Same deal. You see it split up here. The reason why this is split up is because we have the attack percentage piece. I've explained in some other part of the video. I don't know if it's before this or after this. You'll see in the edit. But at some point after this, I've explained how the attack percentage pieces are tremendously expensive. This is, or not expensive, but valuable. And this is why I am splitting up the set. If I did have a HP, and I'm just showing it, but if I did have another HP shoulder epic 2-piece, which I'm pretty sure I do by now, but just to prove the point, then I would replace it. However, this percent piece is so valuable that I don't give a damn about breaking up the attack set. Would I rather have 9% attack bonus and then build upon that could be higher than 9%? Or do I want to try to preserve the 3% attack bonus that I'm going to get? There's no competition, right? So I will put an HP piece here after I get done with this video, but this also proves the point of if you have those percentage pieces, this is attack percent, that's why that's still there. If you do have these percent pieces, then you put that in over the sets, right? Outside of that, for this support, I'm gonna do 2 speeds. And then we'll do the same thing with Zatanna. Zatanna, same thing. We have 2 speed sets, HP sets, survivability for the HP, speed there, and then Kid Flash, like Flash needs speed. We have these 2 sets, and then you have this heal crit, or this heal crit set, yeah. Now what this does is, and we can go here, is that it increases the chances of you getting a critical heal. You'll see down here where it says heal bonus 60.5%. Heal bonus is not what heal crit does. Heal bonus is just helping you heal. The more heal bonus that you have down here, the more your healing character will heal regardless, not crit or anything like that. That's just how much they heal. The crit bonus here for healing, from what I understand, the more you heal crit, the heal bonus is going to be 150% of what your heal currently is, as I understand it. The problem that I have with this is that they never give you, they just say it enhances heals and shields, by the way. By the way, heal crit, so you guys know as well, it does help with shields, supposedly. I just don't know what I have been told. What I have been told is that heal crit, when you do crit, it will increase your heals by 150%. I have not seen that written down anywhere, just so you know. But heal bonus itself, it just contributes to heals altogether. So that's just giving you like a little insight into heal crit. I've left this on Kid Flash. Has it been useful? Oh, good. But I think so. Anyway, so now let's move on to what I do with my tanks. See, there we go. Tanks are a little bit more specialized in my approach. We're going to skip Lex because I think Lex is outright the worst legendary in the game. Him or Supergirl. So, but right now, for example, we'll go to Aquaman, who I think is like the second best character of the game, if not the best. Now, when I did this, I was trying to rush through. I just unlocked Aquaman. I was like, oh yeah, I got Aquaman. And then I just went ahead and did the auto equip and let's go. Auto equip put him in a block set. Now, as I said before, block set I kind of treat like a defense set. I would love for the block amount here to be higher so that I would block more of the stuff that I'm blocking. However, this allowed me to use him within the realm of use him alongside Ocean Master. And there's a pretty good team synergy between not team synergy, but pretty good synergy between Ocean Master and Aquaman. Nightwing as a tank. This is highly specialized because Nightwing specializes in blocking. If you check out his passives, increase block by 20%. When he blocks for the first time turn, he gains a stack of shelter. Then also here, when he blocks, if damage is blocked, there's a 60% chance of triggering increases. Sorry, you deal damage. When he takes damage, the person who comes at him receives damage. Superpower damage, which I just realized now is amazing. Anyway, so whenever he blocks, he's going to give damage to the enemy. And then he has an increased chance of blocking down here, which means that I should probably put him in a block set. He also has within his badge where you see like block amounts get increased here. So block amount, right? So him blocking at almost 50% clip, blocking 20% of what comes in is very good for a tank. Now, coming back, Superman. Superman is built a little bit special. And I think that part of me does want to rebuild him for less attack and more survivability. How would I do that? Glad you asked. I would change these to HP sets. Why have I not been too eager to do it so far? Well, because I have an HP percent bonus here, which is going to give me 10% HP. This is going to also give me 13% HP. That's nice. So basically, I am okay with these two being here for the attack. I did have crit here because he does have an AoE attack on his ultimate. And I am a proponent of if you have an AoE attack, you put crit over attack. And then he has his attack piece here. HP bonus at the bottom as a substat. And then you have attack bonus as a substat. All of this, recommending it to myself, and I may do this like when I'm done with this video. I don't want to have to like do it right now. Is going to be replaced with HP. Increase his HP to give him a deeper HP pool, better tank. And then I have even more HP down here. Which is, hey, where are you going? What are you doing? What I did with the Bride. Now, this piece here is a HP bonus piece, again, as I said, but I have her wrapped up tight in a bunch of HP gear. And because of the leveling of the gear, this maybe could be replaced to crit, but why would I care that much? I mean, I can, and it would give me some crit. That's fine. I'm not overly concerned about it right now because, honestly, gear gets stretched out. But in this point right now, I'm especially given her kit and what she does when she has the highest HP when she's running with her creature commando allies. I want to have her in as much HP as possible to help with survivability. She also has very low defense. So this is going to be, well, no, not counterintuitive. I am going to try to lean towards giving her more epic 3 pieces than, let's say, Superman. The reason for that being is that because of the substat defense here, this is going to help her with her defense and help her retain that HP when she is getting attacked. You up late, early, late. I don't know which one. What's up, Flip? All right, anyway, so for that scenario, I'm going to try to find the defense piece, like the defense substats. But here, because of her having such low defense, and she has a massive HP pool in the beginning, like her base stats, then I want to try to find more defense so she helps to help her retain that defense. That I think might be it. I'm running him in block sets. This is also because I was running him with Ocean Master a little bit. HP pool, and this is shifted. HP pool, he is a mess right now. It's because I've been stripping a bunch of stuff off of Bane. But for example, Bane, also an AoE damage dealer. I think I had a crit accessory piece here, but I would put him in HP percent down here at the bottom if I had it. Otherwise, HP flat. And then I would have him in some crit because he has an AoE attack or more HP. So that is, I guess, the explanation I would give. For the tanks, no, there's nothing really special about that. We'll go into like the special thing on the other side when it comes to DPS. Now, This is where we get controversial, right? Are the bonus percents for epic gear random, or do they all start at the same percent? They all start at the same percent. If it's epic 1, I think it's like 5%. I think epic 2 is 3, something like that. But they all start at the same percent. There's an icon in the heal now if it crits, but I don't know in the shield. I had no idea either. What is your opinion on Bane since you have him rank 8? He's okay. He's okay at best. He's not fantastic. I like Bane. I want to get him up to rank 10, but there's a bunch of other characters I'm more concerned about doing. So fun. He does an AoE stun that when it hits, it is amazing. It's just you have to get it to hit. All right, so now onto the damage dealers. I can clip that out. That's fine. All right, so here we go. Now, when it comes to damage dealers, maybe I have an antiquated approach. But what I like to do is, and Wonder Woman is kind of a specific example to this, so I'm a little bit cheating because she does benefit from getting crit. So I'm cheating a little bit. But what I like to do is to, if you're an AoE damage dealer, meaning that, and Flash kind of falls into this too, where I think you're going to do multiple shots against multiple characters, then I want to put you in crit. The reason for that is that if we go to Batman versus Wonder Woman, I wish I could put them side by side. You have Batman. Batman does do single target multi-burst, right? Like he's going to do multiple attacks on the same target. But if I take his basic, right? And you could even do it with his ultimate because the ultimate only attacks 3 times. If I take his basic, it's hitting the enemy twice. This is hitting the enemy 3 times. If I put a bunch of crit gear on him, if I got it to like 50% chance, 75% chance, okay, fair enough. But when I'm going to put on crit, it's going to be like 12%. So let's boost it by another 15%. Now we're looking at 30%. Let's say it's 30% crit. So that means I have a 1 in 3 chance of landing a critical shot. Not bad odds, but I would prefer to have each attack hit harder than the chance that one will hit. Because if you have to think about it this way, you give up one to do the other. I'm giving up attack so I can crit. So that means that as I'm giving up attack, my critical shot is going to be less powerful because the attack is going to be lesser. However, when I do crit, because I'm putting more crit percentage, it's going to happen. So that's going to be higher than the actual attack, if that makes sense. Vice versa, if I have more attack, I'm less likely to crit, but the overall damage that I'm doing is going to be higher, right? So if I'm already not likely to crit because of opportunities based on percentages, he's going to hit 3 times. 1 out of 3. So that means that one shot is going to hit for critical damage. I would rather do more damage over all 3 of those shots than hope for, because by the way, it still resets, it's probability, than do okay, this one shot does crit. Now you take that versus Wonder Woman. She is a good example of this. Even better example of this is Green Arrow. Green Arrow on his ultimate attack, and I know I compared ultimates versus basics and stuff like that. My apologies. But with Batman's basic or ultimate, it's only 3 attacks anyway. He does 3 attacks on everybody. So whereas on the ultimate for Batman, it's 3 attacks on a single target, or 4 attacks, I think, on a single target. You're doing 1, 2, 3. I'm hoping that that third one, the first one, the second one, is a crit shot. 3 chances to get 1 critical shot. Let's put that 30% crit damage onto Green Arrow. Green Arrow hits everybody, all 5 characters if we're opening up. All 5 characters 3 times. That's 15. So that means I have 15 chances to get a critical shot. 1 in 3. 5 shots should be critical shots. That's way more valuable for an AoE damage dealer, especially if he's doing multiple attacks. Flash does this. Green Arrow does this. Wonder Woman, who is an AoE damage dealer, the thing with Wonder Woman is that in her kit is kind of baked in that the more crit she has, the more crit damage she does. So it kind of like lends itself to having more crit. But because she's an AoE damage dealer, I would have done that instinctively anyway. With Red Hood, he does do good damage, and he does have a crit team synergy, but he's going to attack 1 character, and he's going to shoot him like 4 times. I can't remember how many times he shoots him. However, with Constantine, I would rather have Constantine and crit. And by the way, this is because I have been really messing with Constantine's kit a lot. However, I would rather have Constantine do crit because there is a lot He does a lot of AoE damage. So more chances, probability speaks for itself. That is the idea behind what I'm doing with my damage dealers. If it's single target or they're only hitting like 2 times, 3 times, I'm going to lean more towards attack gear sets over everything. Attack bonus, accessory, attack bonus, that's over everything. That breaks up any set, okay? But if that's not the case, for the single target damage dealers, the ones who do like 2 or 3 shots, I'm going to lean more towards attack because I want the attack to be higher because I'm going to do more damage over time. If you're AoE damage dealer, then I would lean more towards crit because there's just more opportunity, more chances for me to get a critical shot. So hopefully that was clear. I talked about that for 15 minutes. Damn. Oh, okay. Wrapping up pretty soon. So that was basic gear theory. We'll go into advanced gear theory next semester. But how many percentage do you lose max out tier 0, max out tier 1? There's an icon that heals crits. Okay, one sec. Are there bonus percent for gear random or do they all start at the same percent? We answered that. Damn, it's so Flip, you cooking? What is your opinion on Bane? I already did that. Got attack bonus on block set. Comms and accessory. That's good specifically for Ocean Master. That's amazing. Although Ocean Master doesn't benefit from blocking unless you're doing it with Bloodsport, and then Bloodsport's passives do matter for Ocean Master being in a block set. That was the most awkward sentence I could have made it. Ocean Master's block set only matters if you have Bloodsport running with him. And not only, but that's the situation. Because that whole block and him countering only happens to his allies. It doesn't happen when he blocks himself. When he blocks for himself. Okay. Bane's ultimate is potentially free at rank 10. Excuse me, what? Scusi? 1 second. I gotta look at that immediately. 1 second. Go away, Poison Ivy. You know I love redheads, but it's not the time for you right now. Increases amount healed by 260%. That is actually pretty cool too, though. That is actually pretty awesome as well. Let's see, because I haven't looked at his kit in forever. Heal coefficient increases by 40%. Okay, that's cool. Whenever healing is received, permanently increases heal received by 2%. Attack by 2%. Can be triggered up to 30 times in battle. Heal received additional permanently increases chances of ultimate inflicting stun. Yo. Once ability is triggered, the maximum number of times his ultimate no longer costs ultimate points. Once the ability is triggered, the maximum number of times his ultimate no longer costs ultimate points. That's an awkward sentence for me, unless I'm just reading it wrong. Whenever healing is received, permanently increased healing received bonus by 2%. Is Bane a monster and I'm not paying attention? Because it says whenever healing's received. Okay. Because here's another issue. Am I still recording? No. They're changing lifesteal. Lifesteal is going to count towards heals now. So does this mean that Bane is going to become a monster? Every time Bane is healed, he gets stacks of his passive. At 30 stacks, his ultimate is free. No, I'm not cooking, bro. It's 250. Hey, city that never sleeps. What you talking about? I'm just accidentally insomniac. Never on purpose. Hey. Who of us have not cooked a spaghetti carbonara at 3 o'clock in the morning because they just got home? Shut up. Don't judge me. My mistake at rank 8, not even rank 10. It's even better. Yeah. That is, in 2 days, Bane may have a phoenix moment where he just is reborn as this monster. Because if lifesteal counts as heal now, And I could put crit from Zatanna on Bane. What? And then Kid Flash. Kid Flash has something that's changing in his kit too, to where everybody heals for 5% when they get their turn. This might be finna be fun. This might be finna be. Welcome to Alabama. This might finna be fun, dog. This might be fun. This might be some fun. This might be some fun. What is Bane's badge? Hold up, I hadn't even looked at this. I hadn't even activated it. When taking damage, the HP threshold to trigger healing is decreased by an additional 2%. Okay, sure, maybe. I may have to redo Bane. Should I do the video now and say like I'm predicting? Or should I wait until October 7th and then see what it looks like? What do I have this week? I might be able to stream on Wednesday, but I'm going to Geneva Wednesday, and then I have a training on Thursday. Gotta be at that place at 9 a.m. Damn, I'm not used. Okay, and then get home on the Friday. What is Wednesday? Wednesday's the 8th, right? So if I wake up early on the, well, earlier than usual, because I usually wake up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. The 7th is the Tuesday. I can stream on the Tuesday. Wednesday, I'll probably try to stream and then just get to Geneva a little bit later. And then I can't on the 9th. It's just not possible unless I take all my equipment with me, and I'm not doing that. Not from some tiny craptastic hotel, and then still be late to my training. That's not going to make sense. And then I'll stream again on the 10th. Okay. So on the 7th, I'm prepping for this because there's like a lot, like there's so many changes that are happening. I'm going to have to do a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. With all these characters as it is. That's true. That's true. You're right, Spike. Good looking out. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right, homie. You're right. Good looking out. Because right now, me knowing this right now changes how I would build him completely. Me knowing this right now, let me go. Okay, hold up. So rushes towards the enemy and deals devastating blow, dealing physical damage equal to 120%. Judo Master. Okay. When he takes damage greater than 8% of his max HP, and I was trying to do this too. I was hesitant to put him in block set because I thought, not like the Bride, because the Bride is different. I want him to have a bunch of HP-ish, but less defense, so that way when he gets hit, he loses 8%, but he's building that stuff right back up. Then, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Kid Flash turns into AoE. You should do, that's what I'm saying. Because Kid Flash is not turning into AoE, but what Kid Flash does now. Okay, hold up. I gotta. Where's my phone? If you go to the blog now, they've changed something in Kid Flash's kit where he's like cleansing something, and then everybody heals themselves. Oh, there's all. Oh, let me. I might have to do that this morning. Okay, sorry. Where you at? Read more. All right, because I'm about to go through Kid Flash kit real quick right now. Not through it, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm a little bit too excited right now. That news about Bane, I've wanted to find a place for Bane for the longest. Him and Jon Stewart. And if they're telling me, like, one, Jon Stewart looks like he's going to be a monster come October 7th. Monster's an exaggeration. A really good tank. And then, okay, Kid Flash. At the start of each ally's turn, cleanse all burn stacks and heal 5% of their missing HP. For each stack cleansed. That's what it is. During battle, all allies gain 20% healing received bonus, and 30% burn damage resistance. At the start of each ally's turn. Nope, that's it. Level 3 team synergy for Kid Flash. Damn, it's his team synergy. At the start of each ally's turn, heal them for 5% of their missing HP, and cleanse silence from them. He could be fun. And honestly, you run him with Black Canary. Like early game guys, you about to have some fun. Because if you run Bane with Black Canary, Zatanna, and Kid Flash and just toss somebody else in there, he might turn into an absolute machine. I've mentioned Bane powers a few times before. I just figured you guys didn't like him. I know I like him. I just didn't realize there was that AoE, that thing. I didn't have a place for him. Or I didn't think I had a place for him. Partner him with Pandora. Yeah, Pandora. What's Pandora's? Wait, hold on, whoa, because I haven't, because Pandora will, well, no, because he won't be low on HP. So let me see what you mean by the Bash 20. I was getting ahead of myself. Shoots 2 additional times. Sacrifices gain 15% crit rate. No. What's the other? Grand ally with the lowest proportion of HP. No, that's not it. Nope. Each time losing HP 10%, permanently increase attack, attack after trick, blah, blah, blah. Ultimate. Each time dealing superpower damage and restores HP equal 50% to the ally. Yeah, see, the thing is I don't think that, well, I mean, not a bad shout, put it that way. But then she is there more for when he's low on health. But he won't, the thing is the way that he's potentially going to be built for me, if he's going to have a bunch of HP, did it say proportional? Lowest proportion of HP. So maybe if they're doing it proportionally, then it should be okay. I see your point. I see the vision. Sorry, I keep popping. Maybe it's time for me to go. Sorry, but could throw Dr. Phosphorus on there, but that's sacrifice though, no? Because he doesn't allow others to get healed up. I'm going to have to experiment with this a little bit. Like Bane, I'm going to have to rebuild him. John Stewart, I'm going to have to rebuild him. And I have enough to take John Stewart rank 8 now. I have enough to take Bane rank, what now? We're going to take Bane too. Yeah, I could take Bane rank 9. Does anything unlock at rank 9 for Bane? Just more attack. Yeah, that's it. Only thing that happens, so I won't take him rank 9 anytime soon. But this could be fun. I do have homework though. I just finished my first part of my chef's course with cooking, baking. Part of the course starts now after 6 weeks. First assignment is making chocolate chip cookies and brownies. See, I wish I was your neighbor though. This does not help me. Could you imagine? Like could you imagine if you found out that your neighbor is like a chef or like studying to be a chef, and they come over and look. I don't want to impose. However, I'm studying to be a chef, and so I'm gonna have to cook chocolate chip cookies and brownies all week to practice. Would you mind if I just bring them to you? Oh, as a favor to you, just bring. But you owe me one. But just bring them to the crib. It's fine. I got your back. Call the homies. Yo. What? I got fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. Y'all need to come to the crib. You will become the most popular person in that damn neighborhood. You will become the most popular person in that neighborhood. Who? Flip? No. Cookie Man? Man, we finna go over to talk to Mr. Brownie. Who are you talking to? You're about to be the witch from Hansel and Gretel. All right. So, I wish I could come over and get them brownies and cookies. I got a piece of cake in there that's been calling me since I started the stream. Okay, so who will you use, John Stewart or Grodd? Because they're both offer so many debuffs. Grodd puts down the armor break, which does help open up 11th Street Kids and Batman. John Stewart's new kit, though, I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic because it looks nuts. I'm being cautiously optimistic. But if John Stewart's kit is what it feels like it's going to be to me, oh, I would take in a vacuum. I would take Jon Stewart over Grodd. However, in this game, I have to take Grodd over Jon Stewart because there's only two tactical tanks, and Lex sucks. So I would take Grodd over. I would take Grodd over Lex at this point. That's ridiculous. I would take Grodd over Jon Stewart in that environment, but in a vacuum, I'm taking Jon Stewart. If Jon Stewart's kid is what it is proclaimed to be, what I'm proclaiming it to be, but at the moment, I have Bride, Mighty Tank, OG Superman, Mighty Tank. There's another Mighty Tank. Peacemaker, Mighty Tank. I have 3 legendary Mighty Tanks. Jon Stewart's not gonna keep up with that unless they just turn him into like Mr. Terrific for Mighty Tanks. Then maybe. All right. I'm excited about, like, I've been trying to wait. So much stuff is going to happen on October 7th. I may have to start streaming at 4 a.m. instead because now, oh wait, this is still 3 days away. So we should be okay. That'll be the Thursday. When I get these and then I can take Aquaman up to rank 9. That's fine. Okay. We're good. All right. I'm trying to calm myself. I'm trying to resist the urge to just make Bane work right now. But I do need to rebuild his kit. I do need to rebuild. And I need to fix Constantine. I was messing with Constantine's kit so much. I need to fix that. And I want to go up to Mr. Terrific and fix his HP thing here. I think I just didn't have an HP set at the time. Constantine. See, this is how Constantine gets jacked all the time. Because Constantine will have something, I'll be like, yeah, nah, we're not letting you keep that. I did keep this on him for the defense, but at the time, I did not have enough to take this up to rank 8. I think that's why I did that way, just to keep that extra 800 of defense on him. But now we can do that. Replace it, get the HP and the defense up. What's up? Okay, so, and I don't think I have. If I had another attack bonus off of speed, that would be nuts, but I don't think so. Yeah, no, just HP, yeah. So that's the only attack. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, guys. Alt Lex, from the best tank to not really. That one little change they did in his ultimate ruined him. Absolutely ruined. He's good. He could not good. You can still use him. He's still useful. He still has his uses. But that little change they made, that ruined Buddy. That ruined him. All right, so I am going to call it a day on the stream. Got a lot of good beginner's guide stuff, but this is shaping up to feel more like a tips and tricks video than like a beginner's guide thing. But no, I'll still have to record some other stuff later. So Batman, and finish that badge. I think we're done. Okay, cool. So thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. It has been fun, an awesome start to the day. Good night, good afternoon.